I, Chair Kelly, call this meeting to order on Wednesday, March 4th at 4:30. Agenda item 2, roll call to be taken by city staff.
All right, when I call your name, please say present, starting with Chair Kelly.
Present.
Vice Chair Hubble is absent. Commissioner Charles, absent. Commissioner Christensen, absent. Commissioner Kinzelberg.
Present.
Commissioner Kumagai is absent. Commissioner Merrick.
Present.
Commissioner Yarbrough.
Present.
And Commissioner Yui.
Present.
Let the record show we have 5 commissioners present with 4 absent.
Moving on to agenda item 3, Pledge of Allegiance. Has anyone not done the Pledge of Allegiance yet? Has anyone not led it yet? Oh, I don't think I have. I'll let Commissioner Kinzelberg lead the Pledge of Allegiance. Moving on to agenda item 4, today's special presentations and proclamations. The speaker for today was not confirmed and the alternates were unavailable. We will discuss future speakers as a part of action item 8, work plan review. Agenda item 5, oral communications to be led by city staff.
Yes, we have 3 speaker slips. The first is Melissa Sharbarth.
Good evening or afternoon. My name is Melissa Sharbarth. I'm a founding member of Safe Streets Encinitas, a grassroots community organization formed after the death of 12-year-old Emery Chalakian, who was struck and killed in a crosswalk on Encinitas Boulevard. We are neighbors, parents, and community members working to make our streets safer for everyone. We'd love to work with this commission. Young people are disproportionately impacted by dangerous streets as pedestrians, cyclists, and passengers. We believe this body has an important role to play. Our first ask is simple. Please agendize red light cameras at a future meeting so this commission can weigh in and we hope lend its voice to the conversation before City Council. If you look up at the screen, some people are a little confused about red light cameras and they compare them to what they used to be. In this case, the red light camera takes a photo when it sees a traffic violation. Photos are reviewed by 2 officers, and if it's verified, then the ticket is issued to the registered owner. The companies that own the red light cameras are not involved in the decision to issue a ticket. This is very different than what the red light cameras used to be before. A lot of people are giving pushback because they remember when red light cameras were in our city years and years ago. So back then, nearly 1 million vehicles were detected by the cameras each month. 0.05 of those vehicles were flagged, and about 1/3 of flagged vehicles were issued a ticket after the officers reviewed them. The number one thing that I would really like to point out here is that 80% of the tickets were issued to non-residents. So we have commuters coming through our city, not obeying the law, not taking safety into consideration, and it's a huge problem, and we just want to make sure that we protect our youth and encourage people to take pause when they're coming through Encinitas, and we would love for your support. Thank you.
And our next speaker is Pam Schwartz.
Hi, I work up at Encinitas Library up the hill, so I'm just here to kind of tell you some of the programs and things we have going on. The first thing I want to mention, in case my time is out, is pretty soon, April 1st, we're going to start taking applications for student workers, which are our service learners that age 13 to 17, to help us out through the summer months with our programs. And so you can go into the library, pick out an application packet, fill it out, and bring it back. It's not online. And we love our teens that come in the summer. We have a lot. So I met Miles. He's great. We have such a good group, and it's a lot of fun. We do a lot of kids programs and activities, and it's just a wonderful thing to be a part of. So, and the next thing is just, these are some programs just this month, is AARP is offering free tax prep for anyone of any age. You don't have to be part of AARP. Anyone can make an appointment and go in and get your taxes done. They're at our library on Fridays from 10 to 4, and then they're also at the rec center, a senior center, on Mondays. We're also having a Cat in the Hat story time for kids tomorrow. We have a librarian. She dresses full on Cat in the Hat. Everyone thinks it truly is the Cat in the Hat, has hats for them, and she does a whole story time and a craft, and it's really, we usually get over 100 kids that attend that. We're also having Sunday a clothing swap where this sustainability group is going to come in, and you can bring in a bag of gently used clothes that you no longer wear, and you can pick out other clothes. And so that's going on for a couple from 10 to 12. So it's kind of like a mobile thrift shop, I guess, in a way, that you can come and just pick out some clothes. And you don't even have to bring any in order to pick out some clothes that have been donated. And we hope the community takes advantage of that. We also have Android and iPhone help for seniors, which has become really popular. There's a lot of that going on. There's so many changes, and they need the help, and it's free. Everything we do is free for anybody. And we have 2 adult book clubs, and we have a middle school book club that has just taken off. We didn't know if people would show up, and it's overflowing. It's just this great program that we may end up making 2 this summer for the middle school book club. It's hard to get sometimes middle schoolers to come to the library, and it's just worked out great. And then for the kids, we have, the programs like Cat in the Hat. We have a scavenger hunt. Anytime we're open, they go find these items, and they get a prize from the treasure chest. I run this program called Doggy Tales on second and fourth Wednesdays, where these therapy dogs, usually about 8 to 10, come in, and I put out books, and kids practice their reading skills with the dogs. And the parents say they won't read to them at home. They won't read to their teacher. But if they're just with these dogs, they'll read. And that's just, it's very special. We also have concerts. We have drawing comics for beginners, Spanish conversation, watercolor classes for adults, and other art classes. And I'm out of time. Anyway, thank you.
And our final speaker is Madison Rapp.
Hello, good afternoon, Commissioners. My name is Madison, and I'm with the San Diego Alliance for Drug-Free Youth, and I'm here to share important news that directly affects young people and families in our community. On January 1st, 2026, California's new law, AB 455, went into effect. It is the first law in the nation requiring sellers of single-family homes to disclose in writing any known indoor smoking, vaping, or third-hand smoke contamination to potential buyers. That means third-hand smoke is now officially recognized as an environmental hazard, comparable to asbestos, radon, or lead paint. Third-hand smoke refers to the toxic residue left behind after tobacco smoke or vaping aerosols settle onto surfaces like carpets, walls, furniture, and dust. These chemicals don't just disappear. Many are listed under California's Proposition 65 as carcinogens or reproductive toxins. They can persist for years and are extremely difficult to remove. Children whose bodies and brains are still developing are especially vulnerable. The research behind this law was led by Professor George Matt at San Diego State University through the Center for Tobacco and the Environment. Decades ago, even researchers connected to Philip Morris demonstrated that smoke chemicals linger long after cigarettes are extinguished. In one study, a room exposed to cigarette smoke for 110 days still had high concentrations of nicotine and a powerful carcinogen called NNK more than 50 days later. And measurable contamination remained over 100 days later. The toxins actually built up in carpets and wallpaper. Importantly, AB 455 recognizes that indoor vaping also creates third-hand contamination. This law sends a clear message. What we allow indoors doesn't just affect us in the moment, it affects future occupants, especially children. As a youth commission, you have a powerful voice in shaping norms and expectations around health. Educating your peers about the hidden, lasting impact of smoking and vaping can help protect not just individuals, but families who may live in these homes years from now. Thank you for your commitment to youth health and for considering how this new law highlights the real and lasting consequences of smoking and vaping indoors. Thanks.
And that concludes oral communications.
Agenda item 6, changes to the agenda to be led by city staff.
And there are no changes to the posted agenda.
Agenda item 7, approval of the February 4th Youth Commission regular meeting minutes. Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
Commissioner Kinzelberg motions to approve. Commissioner Yui seconds.
Okay, we'll go ahead and take a vote, starting with Chair Kelly.
Aye.
Commissioner Charles.
Aye.
Commissioner Christensen.
Aye.
Commissioner Kinzelberg.
Aye.
Commissioner Merrick.
Aye.
Commissioner Yarbrough.
Aye.
Commissioner Yui.
Aye.
And the minutes are approved.
Agenda item 8, the fiscal year 2025 to 2026 Youth Commission Work Plan Review. So I will kind of give a brief summary of where we're at right now. This commission has 5 goals and 13 subcommittee projects. As of today, we have completed about 60% of the work plan, with the remaining 40% planned and in the final stages of completion. Congratulations to everybody. This is a really big step. This is probably the most we've ever had done coming into the March time period. Thank you so much for supporting this collaborative vision. It's a great example of how individual strengths can contribute to a community goal. Today, I asked a commissioner to debrief on recent events and clarify. I am asking commissioners to debrief on recent events and clarify their work on completing the current work plan. Please include any upcoming events that your ad hocs have planned. And since no one volunteered to lead this part of the meeting, I volunteered somebody. So I'll be passing this on to Commissioner Yui to lead the work plan discussion today by heading each goal and opening the floor to discussion.
Commissioner Yui, all right, sounds good. So let's start with goal number 1, civic and community engagement, and the first subcommittee. So where you guys, do you have any more speakers like lined up for next meetings?
Chair Kelly, we have had repetitive speakers, and I passed out a list of speakers that was updated to the last meeting that each of the commissioners has, and Recreation Supervisor Camarena has as well. And we additionally, I wanted to ask city staff, we requested that we could secure a member of city council to attend our April meeting as a speaker on the subject of opportunities for youth, civic engagement in Encinitas. What is the status of that?
So I am still waiting on a date from you guys for April. I can't go to city council until I have a date.
Chair Kelly, okay, that sounds fine. We'll approve that in this meeting. And Commissioner Kinzelberg and Commissioner Yarborough have the option of adding speakers for May and June if they choose, and they can speak upon that now.
Commissioner Kinzelberg, I am still communicating with Strickland, and I apologize for not having an answer yet, but it's been very hard to get in contact with him. I think I'm just going to send him like a full email, so.
Commissioner Yarbrough, I've had my speaker lined up. I'm just waiting. I was gonna plan maybe in April. I don't know if that would work if we have a city council member. So if not, then May. Whatever works best. I mean, they're lined up and ready to go since February, so just set them up with a date.
Supervisor Camarena jumping in. Are you referring to the Go Greenish speaker that you have sent me?
Yes.
Perfect.
Commissioner Yui, are we good on that? Or okay, moving on to number 2.
Can I jump in for a second? It might be best for us to just pick a date now. So if you want to pick April or May, we can decide now so that we can kind of move forward. And that way we're discussing it in meeting.
Chair Kelly, I thought we were going to go over that as a part of the commissioner member initiated agenda item because we hadn't created that last meeting.
for Yarborough to bring in his speaker is what I'm referring to.
And Chair Kelly, to bring in that speaker, we have to approve that date for that meeting, and we can work outside. We can work outside of the meeting on approving that the speaker, but we need to do the date, and that's later in today's meeting.
Yes, but it sounded like, from what I was hearing from Commissioner Yarborough, is that he can let them know that they'll be here sometime in April, or you can just choose the May date, or are you saying you'd like to wait completely until we have the April date?
Commissioner Yarbrough, I told them sometime in April, but they're gonna need the exact date. So if that exact date doesn't work for them, then it would be May. So I'm just waiting to give them that exact date. So we could plan on April, but that date might not work for them because they have like meetings on some days. So if not April, then May.
Commissioner Yui, I would try to aim for May because like we already have the date set on that and it's not going to change.
Chair Kelly, I think we're good for that work plan item. You can move on to the
Okay.
next one.
Commissioner Yui, moving on to the geocaching and venture lab. Chet, go ahead.
Commissioner Kinzelberg, I've been working on making the Adventure Lab with the Historical Society, and I probably will have it up in like the next 2 weeks. So, and I'm just gonna continue like doing those with the Historical Society. So,
Commissioner Yui, is that like a specific date or is that just gonna be like
sorry,
ongoing?
yeah, it's not a specific like event or anything. It's just gonna be like out there for people to do.
Okay, cool. All right, we're good on that. And then moving on to the financial literacy event, I can give updates on this one. So we have currently approved by the library and the speakers. We have Brad Leinberger speaking on power of compound interest, investing early, and Roth IRAs. And then also that same day, right after, we'll have Craig Ward covering banking basics and credit and debt management. And this will be at 1 p.m. And then
Can you repeat the date for me one more time?
April 19th.
Thank you.
And then on May 3rd, we'll have at 1 p.m. as well at the library, we will have Eric Gray speaking on goals, budgeting, and saving. And then Dylan's brother covering college costs versus return on investment, student loans, and understanding taxes. Any questions or? Good. Okay. Moving on, the art social event just happened. Commissioner Christensen, do you want to give updates on it?
Yeah, so we had our event on February 1st, just after the other event, which I can't remember the name of. But it was from like 1 to 3. And I think it went pretty successful. We had full occupancy in both of the rooms from the Pacific View Arts Center. Lots of chatter. Everybody seemed kind of content with how things went. Looking at the feedback, everybody was pretty satisfied and thought that it was a good event. A few people came up to me and kind of like congratulated me, then said that they loved the event and they think that it was really well organized. And yes.
Commissioner Ewing, that's great. And then also we had the Techie Tutors event. Whoever was there can report on that.
Commissioner Charles, both Commissioner Kumagai and I were there. It was an amazing event, a great success. There were not too many seniors to commissioners and volunteer ratios. I thought it was great. A lot of us got nice one-on-one time with the seniors to really give them in-depth help. We did it February 7th, the 7th of February. There were multiple volunteers outside of the Youth Commission there, and the event was a great success. We were even talking about next year possibly having the event become a regular thing rather than once.
Commissioner-
Supervisor Camarena jumping in for a second. So Commissioner Hubble did did send a few notes to my email, and she did kind of mention that they wanted to talk about or have you guys discuss the idea of making the Art Social and the Tech Tutors event something that happens regularly. So if that might be something you guys can discuss.
I know that for me, I would be able to like provide the materials to do it more often or like monthly. I would just need to be able to coordinate with people on deciding a date that we would do every single month. And then I would also need to coordinate where we would have this monthly thing.
Chair Kelly, I'm going to pass it over to Director Knopp.
Hey, hi everybody. I just want to take the opportunity. I didn't want to let it pass. To say thank you. The Techie Tutors is always appreciated. We hear from the seniors. They look forward to that moment, but it also you help the situation. I do want to share that the Art Social event, that was fantastic. I would say that's one of our best events at Pacific View Art Center to this date, and they're going to continue. And we hope that we can continue to work with you to do those again in the future. So thank you very much, and everybody that was involved is greatly appreciated.
Okay, Commissioner Yui, so it sounds like both of those ad hoc subcommittees have been completed, so we're good on those. And then we have the support video and social media communication. We've already completed that. Were we planning on having another, or is that it? Okay, sounds like that's it. And then let's move on to habitat and environmental stewardship. We volunteered on the 21st with the San Diego Botanical Garden at the Moonlight Beach parcel. We were able to plant trees and clear invasive plants that were in the area. Does anyone else want to report on
Chair
that?
Kelly, I'll speak to this. Thank you to Joe DeWolf of the San Diego Botanical Gardens. He supported us on this endeavor on February 21st. This was at the Moonlight Beach Cottonwood Creek parcel. It was really sunny and beautiful. We were very fortunate. It did not rain. We pulled weeds, and we did make 3 attempts to get through the roots before we were finally able to dig a hole for the final tree. We also had encouragement from members of the community who were on their monthly Historical Society walk, which was very fun. And I wanted any commissioners to jump in if they would like to speak on what we did and how your experience was with this.
Commissioner Yarbrough, I just want to jump in. I just want to say it was an amazing event, and I had a really good time giving back to the community I grew up in and spending time with the other fellow commissioners. And I have a follow-up question. I know I filled out that photo form. Where do we find those photos?
I can make them available to you guys in the next month or so, but they're not available just yet. I also do need all of you to give me your photo release before I can release them.
Commissioner Yui, okay, sounds good. And then moving on to Arbor Day. Currently that's scheduled at April 18th from 9 to 12 at Cardiff Sports Park. Are we planning to is that event for everyone, or is that just for the people in the ad hoc?
Chair Kelly, I can speak about this. So all of you guys should have a paper in front of you that talks about the Arbor Day event. It's going to be at Hawkview Park on Saturday, April 18th, 2026. This is a very fun event. I've attended it the past 3 years. I believe that all youth commissioners should try to be present if possible. It's a great opportunity to give back to the community, as Commissioner Yarbrough was speaking on, and a great opportunity to network and get your hands dirty with some work in the community. I hope to see all of you there. And I do want to add one thing. The Leucadia Oaks native plant demonstration discussion is going to be on Tuesday, March 10th from 6 to 7 p.m. in the Poinsettia Room. You are all invited to attend. I'm personally going to see how the Youth Commission can help support this endeavor any way we can. But I invite you all to attend. I will repeat it. It's Tuesday, March 10th from 6 to 7 p.m. in the Poinsettia Room.
As a quick reminder, if you do go, hoping to see if you can get Youth Commission involved, just know that you're the only one. So if anybody else goes to the event, just make sure that you're there just for informative purposes and not all there as youth commissioners or trying to discuss Youth Commission.
Okay, Commissioner Yui, moving on to youth health and safety initiatives. For bike and mobility safety, we've already volunteered at Oktoberfest, and there is a Cyclovia event coming up. Chair Kelly, what were we thinking if we're going to organize something for that?
Chair Kelly, I think we can volunteer if we would like. I just want to note that both agenda item 1 on this goal and agenda item 2 are completed. And the remaining item is for Commissioner Kinzelberg, and I think he'll update us on this now.
Commissioner Kinzelberg, this is kind of what I talked about earlier with Strickland, because I want him to speak, and then also I'm going to be working with him. He's the head of the Life Saving Association, the Encinitas Life Saving Association. So I've been trying to contact him, and it's been kind of challenging, but I'm going to follow up with him and send an email soon. So, yeah, it'll happen. It'll be good, just like last year. So,
Commissioner Yui, so is him speaking at our meeting the fulfillment of the ad hoc?
that's going to be for the civic and community engagement. For the health and safety, we're going to do what we did last year, an ocean safety booth at Moonlight Beach.
And when is that?
It's basically, we have cards that we hand out that have like the top 8 safety tips from the lifeguards when you're at the beach. And then, so we hand those out. Sunbum has donated like sunblock to give out. And then we usually bring like water bottles for people. And we might be adding like CPR this year.
Commissioner Yui, sounds great. And then moving on to STEAM engagement. For the first one, we have promoting STEAM community projects and information. Commissioner Merrick, do you have any updates on what you're trying to do with the robotics team?
I haven't really, I haven't gotten any clear dates that I could give robotics, and I haven't quite figured out what I could do for videos and clearance for videos to promote STEAM engagement yet.
Commissioner Yui, were we thinking of like giving out like robotic sets like we did last year, like something similar to that, or like more of an event style?
Probably not the kits. I don't think my team has kits. I'll have to talk more with our boss team about this. It would probably happen over summer break at this point, just because on-season's ramping up.
Commissioner Yui, also it's STEAM, so we can also part of that is art stuff, so we can do something in that realm later. So we can discuss that in ad hoc meetings afterwards too. And then last one, volunteering at Art Night, already completed that. Is there another one that people in that commission are planning to have us go to?
I know that there is an art night on April 18th as well, from 6 to 8 p.m. I don't know, I don't have the contacts to try and volunteer, but I know I could at least participate and attend, and all of you guys can as well.
Supervisor Camarena, yes, I can forward you who you can speak to about volunteer. Absolutely.
That should wrap up, Chair Kelly, that should wrap up agenda item 8A. Moving on to agenda item 8B, which is the fiscal year 2025 Youth Commission calendar. There you go. And we will be voting on a new meeting date for our regular April meeting, but that is going to come with the commission member initiated agenda item. So is there, I think we can move on to 9. Chair Kelly, we'll just make the change of the calendar a part of this item. Open dates for the April meeting were emailed today. This is a part of the calendar that was presented at the very first commission meeting, and spring break was not considered. There's a way to get around that in the future. But for now, I would like to note that 1/2 of the presented dates from city staff are on the week identified as spring break, when 7 of the 9 youth commissioners will have their spring break. So we have 4 options. I think we should have discussion about this. People can check their calendars. Now's a good time to pull out your phones. But please raise your hand or discuss if you are available on the following date, and we will choose by majority votes. The dates available, I wrote them down, were Monday, March 30th for public schools in the San Diego School District. This is spring break. For Monday, March 31st is also, again, part of the public school spring break. And then Monday, April 6th is not a part of the public school spring break, and Tuesday, April 7th is not. So I'll repeat the dates. It's Monday, March 30th, part of public school spring break. Monday, March 31st, a part of public school spring break. Monday, April 6th, most private schools spring break, and April 7th, private school spring break.
So, Commissioner Yarbrough, which is the Monday, the 30th or the 31st?
Sorry, my bad. Yes, I think March 30th is the Monday, and then March 31st is the Tuesday, I believe. Good catch, Commissioner Yarbrough.
I apologize. That was from my email. Thank you for catching that.
Commissioner Christensen, I have a conflict with attending the possible April 6th meeting, but I am free on the other 3 possible dates.
Commissioner Yui, I'm available on the 7th and 6th.
Commissioner Charles, I would be available for both of the April dates and neither of the dates over spring break.
Commissioner Yarbrough, same with that. I'm available April 6th and 7th.
Commissioner Merrick, I'm free all the dates.
Commissioner Kinzelberg, I'm pretty sure I'm just free the 2 March options.
Chair Kelly, does anyone have any preferences regarding a Monday date or a Tuesday date?
Commissioner Christensen, a Tuesday would be preferred.
Chair Kelly, any other additions on that? Shall we proceed with the Tuesday date, if that's acceptable? Okay, well, can we have city staff help us with a vote here for approving an April 7th meeting date?
We will need a motion in a second.
Chair Kelly motions to approve a April 7th Youth Commission meeting date.
Commissioner Charles seconds.
We'll go ahead and take a vote, starting with Chair Kelly,
Aye.
Commissioner Charles,
Aye.
Commissioner Christensen,
Aye.
Commissioner Kinzelberg,
Aye.
Commissioner Merrick,
Aye.
Commissioner Yarbrough,
Aye.
and Commissioner Yui.
Aye.
All right, the April 1st regular meeting has been changed to April 7th at 4:30 p.m. And the room to be determined based on availability.
Chair Kelly, Supervisor Camarena, is there any additional information on the Youth Commission calendar?
At this time, so just so you're aware, the April 7th meeting most likely will be in the poinsettia room instead of in council chambers, because this is not available, I believe. Other than that, you guys have the spring egg hunt that month, so April 4th, check your calendars. And like you said, Arbor Day on the 18th. Outside of that, I have no other updates at this time for your calendar. I will just mention ahead of time again, your June 3rd meeting will be at the end of the year. I don't know where you guys will be at in school or if you will still be in school. So you might want to look at that date as well to either keep it or take it off the calendar altogether.
All right, Chair Kelly, moving on to agenda item 9, department updates by Manager Goodsell.
Thank you, Chair Kelly, and I would love to echo Director Knopp's sentiments regarding the Art Social and the Techie Tutor programs that you put on and hosted. Those were wonderful intergenerational programs, and I really do hope that we can continue to offer those on a regular basis. Registration, as you probably already know, opened up on Monday for spring programs and summer camps, and the activity guides are out. A couple of programs I'd like to highlight are Parents' Night Out. Join us the first Friday of each month for a night of festive crafts, playful games, yummy snacks, and a movie to boot. We'll keep the fun pumping all night so your kiddos can burn off energy while you enjoy time for yourself. And that one is going to be held on March 13th, April 10th, May 8th, and June 12th at the Encinitas Community and Senior Center for ages 5 to 12. And that'll be from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. The other program I'd like to highlight is Friday Finale. That's a newer program that's being offered from 1:30 to 5, April through June. The next one will be on Friday, April 17th. Celebrate the best day of the week at Friday Finale, the after-school spot where middle schoolers kick off the weekend in style. Early Release Friday brings a new wave of epic games, creative challenges, music vibes, tasty treats, and a surprise mini event that changes from week to week. So please spread the word on those two programs. I'm not sure if you're aware, but Pacific View Arts Center has a 20% coupon out right now when you bring a friend. If you refer someone, and you'll both receive 20% off when you enroll in the same spring season program held at Pacific View Arts Center. To activate the discount, both participants must email prca@encinitasca.gov to confirm the referral. It's open to all age groups, limited to 1 discount per person, per class, and applies retroactively. So please also spread the word about that 20% awesome coupon. If you can save the dates on your calendars, we have obviously the spring egg hunt coming up on Saturday, April 4th, with the first hunt starting at 10:15 at Encinitas Community Park. And please let Elle know if you plan on volunteering to serve as ambassadors and welcoming families to the event. You mentioned Arbor Day already, which will be Saturday, April 18th from 9 to 12 at Hawkview Park. And then finally, Art Night, Saturday, April 18th from 6 to 8 p.m. And that's at various locations, including City Hall, Encinitas Community and Senior Center, the Encinitas Library, and Pacific View Arts Center. And if you're interested in volunteering for that event, please let Elle know as well, and we will get you connected. Thank you so much, and that concludes my report.
Thank you, Manager Goodsell. Moving on to agenda item 10, commission member initiated agenda items. Seeing as these are all completed now, we'll move on to agenda item 11, future agenda items added by commission members. Chair Kelly, I do have a future agenda item to be added. So I had the annual review meeting with Mayor Ehlers and Director Knopp on March 3rd.
I'm sorry, I'm going to cut in for just a moment and go back to item 10, just because I want to explain it a little bit so that all the commissioners have an understanding. So for commission item 10, commission member initiated agenda items. In this, we've been talking about this a little bit, but I wanted to clarify for everybody. If you have something on the agenda that if there's agenda items that you'd like to bring, this is the spot where you would, so your commissioners prepare and present agenda items on the template. So there is a template for it. If this is something that so if there's something not on the agenda that you would like to add before the meeting, I need it at least 2 weeks ahead. And there is a template that I have to send you that you have to fill out completely. And then I can add it to the agenda.
This is Manager Goodsell, so that is correct. So item number 10, if you're interested in adding something to a future agenda, you would speak up today and say you want to discuss something at the next meeting, the April meeting, and then Supervisor Camarena would send you the template for you to complete, which is an agenda report that you would be responsible for completing, and you would send that to her at least 2 weeks in advance of the next meeting. If you do that, we can add it to the next month's meeting, and then you are free to speak and discuss on that subject and also take action.
Does that make sense? Do you want me to do you guys have any clarifications you need on that? So like today, if we were on agenda item 10, there we go. You would say, hey, I wanted to bring up this topic at the next meeting. And from there, within the time before the next meeting, I would send you this template and you would fill it out, and then I could add it to the agenda for the next time. Does that make sense?
And Supervisor Camarena can actually send that out to all of you so that you have it and you're prepared and ready to complete that if need be. So she can do that after this meeting.
Chair Kelly, so that means that any information regarding a agenda item I would want to add for the future would be in this, not the next one, not agenda item 11.
So if you wanted to add, this is Manager Goodsell, if you wanted to add an item to the next agenda and you did not have a second, then you would actually mention what item it is that you want to discuss, and then you would complete the report and send it to Supervisor Camarena, and then she would add it to next agenda, and then you would discuss it under agenda item number 10, Commissioner initiated agenda item. And then we can discuss what item number 11 means as well. We can give you examples and give more clarification on that if you're ready to move on to item number 11.
Chair Kelly, I have a note, but I'm curious to see your notes on the future agenda items, so we can move back to agenda item 11 for now.
So for future agenda items added by commission members, so the item is added with a consensus of 2 or more commissioners. So for example, if you get to item 11 and the commissioners have something they want to add, you would say, hey, I would like to talk about this at future meetings. And then someone would just say, yes, I agree, we should talk about that at a different meeting. From there, I would create the agenda item. So I would reach out to you in the coming weeks after that and say, okay, you said in item 11 that you wanted to bring up this agenda item. Tell me more of the details and tell me more about it so that I can create an agenda item for you.
Manager Goodsell, and so the difference is with item number 11, you would get the consensus of 2 or more commissioners total. And then if that were the case, Supervisor Camarena would be responsible for writing and completing the agenda report. She would consult with the commissioner who brought up the topic just to get clarification and more information so that the report is accurate.
All right. Then, Chair Kelly, can we move back to agenda item number 10? I had something I wanted to just talk about. I kind of was jumping into this earlier, but I had the annual review meeting with Mayor Ehlers and Director Knopp on March 3rd, so that was yesterday. And this included a review of the annual work plan and some proposal of future changes. One of the things that we had discussed was that many of the youth commissioners are working in running nonprofits and big outside projects that could be magnified in partnerships with city programs. We've seen recently that's been effective. And so in discussion of ways to implement this in the future, we had discussed, this was Mayor Ehlers' idea, a fall 2026 quarter work plan to transition to the 2026-2027 Youth Commission, so that commissioners coming into the commission would have a set couple months where they would have an approved work plan already.
Manager Goodsell, for clarification, are you saying that you would like, this commission would like to develop the work plan for the next term? Keep in mind that you apply annually for the commission, so there could be a complete changeover. So I would think that the commissioners themselves who are appointed would want to create their own work plan for that year.
Chair Kelly, so that's exactly what we had been talking about, because that was one of the issues that had kind of been raised. But the problem right now is when youth commissioners come into office, if you will, they don't really understand the structure of the work plan, and they don't understand what it looks like to try and complete this. The quarter work plan would give them a lot of flexibility to see a implemented work plan, complete that. You can make that pretty much bare requirements for that quarter work plan, and then implement that rest of the year
Manager
work plan.
Goodsell, so we're going to have to stop discussion on this because it's not agendized. If you want, you can state in a sentence or two what you would like to bring forth under item number 10 for next month, and then you can write the report and submit it to L 2 weeks prior to the April date, and we can add it to the agenda.
And you would like me to do this in this agenda item for that, to create that, to propose that agenda item for the next meeting?
You can do that under item 10 or 11.
I'll just do that now. My proposal would
Under item which one?
this item, agenda item 10.
Okay.
I would like to propose an agenda item for discussion of a possible fall 2026 quarter work plan to help transition for 2026 to 2027 Youth Commission.
Okay. And when you submit the report, this is Manager Goodsell, when you submit the report to Supervisor Camarena, it will also go to the Director of Parks, Recreation, and Cultural Arts for review.
Chair Kelly, great. And should I create a motion to approve this item, approve this for the
You
next
do
meeting?
not need a motion for this.
All right, we'll move on to agenda item 11 then. Future agenda items added by commission members. Seeing as there are none, we'll move on to agenda item 12, Commission Reports Roundtable. So everyone, please just give us a school update. And I had a fun prompt for today, which was, what is your favorite spring activity, preferably in the community? Oh, I think, Chair Kelly, I think that means I have to go. I think for my favorite spring activity, and I wrote the question, but I didn't think of a response to it. I think for this spring, if anyone who does not know, the World Cup is coming up, and this is a very fun activity, and I've had a lot of friends that are big soccer players, and it's always a fun time of year across the world, so I'm really excited for that. But in the community, I always love the Arbor Day. Arbor Day is a big thing for me every year. I do it with my family, and it always feels good to get back in the community and really get your hands dirty in some great projects in local parks. And also this spring, we have Lola Hubble, our vice chair, has a show at SFC called Hello Dolly. It's on Saturday the 14th at 7 p.m. at the Star Theater. So if anyone would like to come, we will talk about that later. And then if anyone would like, I am competing in ODP this weekend down at Coronado. This is all of the best water polo players in the country come for a weekend and compete against each other based on region. The Pacific Southwest region, which is all of San Diego, is hosting this year. It's at Coronado. If you want to come watch, let me know. It's gonna be very fun. It's always very engaging. And Commissioner Yarborough is pole vaulting in the spring. So if you want to fill us in when it's your turn about any home game events for us to come support you. But for now, I will move on to Commissioner Charles.
Commissioner Charles, the thing I can think of for SDA right now is that tonight is the welcome night for incoming freshmen. I will actually be volunteering after this, which means that I have to leave this meeting at exactly 5:30 because I will be volunteering at the Spanish language booth to advocate for ninth graders to select Spanish language as their language course. It'll be a summary of the school's programs and the general way that the schedule works, and then many teachers and classes will be in a rotation where incoming ninth graders can be, and my brother will actually be in the incoming ninth grade class, so he's excited. I am not very up to date on sports, but our thrift day is upcoming in, I believe, a week or two. Either next Friday or the Friday after that will be SDA's Thrift Day, which is a new addition. It is acting as a renamed exhibition day, or is it added? Okay, it is an added day this year. And what I would like to do about spring, I was immediately going to say spring cleaning when Chair Kelly said that, but in the community, I guess spring cleaning could also apply. I love spring cleaning. Cleaning is fun for me, which is not a popular thing, but I actually enjoy spring cleaning, and in general, just the springtime is very nice. Unfortunately, I will be missing the egg hunt because I'll be in Washington, D.C., which is unfortunate, but D.C. will be fun. But the egg hunt and Easter in general is very fun, and the community all coming together in the springtime is very nice.
Commissioner Christensen, not a lot to report. LCC is also having our info night for the upcoming freshmen tonight. Doing all right. Not much to report on LCC, but I'd say my favorite thing to do in the spring is to hang out with family and go on Easter egg hunts.
Commissioner Kinzelberg, right now at Pacific Ridge, we just started spring sports, and I'm doing track, and it's actually really, it's a pretty good team this year. We got almost 20 people, I think, which is very good for us, so I'm celebrating that. And then just today, I went to the Binational Youth Summit, which is like a kind of a partnership between like Mexico and the U.S., where Mexico sends over students to meet with like San Diego students for a day, and we just like talk about different problems and collaborate. So that was good. And then spring, what do I like to do in the spring? I like to go for runs, I guess, and I'll just run around the neighborhood, so that's always fun.
Commissioner Merrick, I guess my favorite part of spring will now be because our robotics competitions all start in the springtime, so that'll probably is now becoming my favorite thing. Speaking of robotics competitions, SDA's first competition is coming up soon at Francis Parker High School over the weekend of March 21 through 22. So super excited. Fingers crossed our robot will work.
Commissioner Yarbrough, as mentioned, SCA's busy. We just had like a dodgeball tournament and then some fun events, and then track season, as Quade just mentioned. So we're gonna have some meets. Welcome to come. We only have like one SCA home meet, or we have one more. Other than that, we have lacrosse going, and then my favorite thing in spring is probably to plant trees, give back to the community.
Commissioner Yui, LCC has a home basketball game tomorrow against Torrey Pines. It's playoffs, so that should be fun. Looking forward to the World Baseball Classic, and one more thing. I think that's it. All right.
Moving on from agenda item 12, we have agenda item 13. Thank you all so much. This meeting is going to be adjourned at 5:25 on Wednesday, March 4th.